Good morning, Magicalmike Ormerod again. So I'm going to have a little vlog about a great magician, okay, from my childhood. A very good magician. He's a really brilliant magician back in the 80s and 90s. A real star of magic. He's called Jeff Mcbride, okay, real star of magic. Well, from America, it's a little story for you about a great magician, Jeff Mcbride, okay. Here we're going to go. And I'm doing a little series actually over the next few weeks probably when I'm doing videos about great magicians, okay. I'm going to talk today. I'm going to talk about Paul Dallas, probably talk about other magicians. I'll probably talk about Dynamo, I'll probably talk about other magicians like, of course, Ricky J as well. So I'll do some more detailed look at some other magicians, including a magician who's a brilliant magician who's on my television set right now called the great Jeff Mcbride. Okay, now back in '95 when I was about 15 years old, I was actually watching television one night, watching the BBC One, and on came when I was about 15 years old a magician called Jeff Mcbride. Okay, American magician Jeff Mcbride. Okay, came on television with an amazing actor. Okay, seriously, came on with kind of fire, yeah, top hats, fire, lots of masks, and the mask kind of fractured, broken to pieces. Mask changed colour, like a kind of Japanese act. Okay, and he was doing fire, all that kind of stuff, and fans, and making things appear and disappear, right for eyes, and streams would fly out of his hand and fly in the audience, and fire would fly in the audience. This guy's really amazing. Seriously, Jeff Mcbride, really brilliant magician. Seriously, okay. And I was really amazed by this magician. I was about 15 years old when I saw this, and I remember when I went a few years later. I was up in London and I went to a place called Hippodrome Theatre in London, which was closed for a time. Hippodrome Casino kind of thing. It was like a nightclub casino kind of thing. This theatre was up in that's the square of Western London basically. And I went, as I said, when I was about 20 years old. I went up there, and as I said, they had a big show, and of course there were many magicians on the show, many people on the show basically. Many acts didn't do very well actually in this kind of place. It's quite a bit of a tacky kind of nightclub really. It was back in the 1980s, 89. And on came this magician, okay, and Jeff Mcbride came on stage and was really basic, seriously. And he came on to the mind-blowing act, seriously. Everyone was like hypnotised by his act, seriously. They put the spotlight on him, came on, okay, with his masks, okay, and his colour changing outfits and his kind of Japanese kind of stuff, okay, and he was making, you know, masks kind of change colour and fraction pieces, and the things would fly in his hands, and the mask would fly around the place, okay, and he would like kind of the mask would fly up and down the place, and he was kind of changing colour balls and handkerchiefs and that kind of stuff were flying out, and he had like a cake flying around the place and fans appearing. This guy was amazing, seriously, amazing magician. One of the best magicians I've seen in my life, seriously. I've seen it in my life, bar none, seriously. Jeff Mcbride, okay. Now, as I say, this guy was amazing. This guy actually fused, okay. This guy had actually fused together, kind of like, because he'd been performing in nightclubs in Tokyo, Japan, basically, back in the 70s and 80s, the guy. He's about 65 years old now, I think. When I saw him, he was about 30 years old when I saw him. When I was about 15, 16, 17 years old. Basically, Jeff Mcbride, okay, had kind of fused together a couple of different things, because he'd been working in Tokyo nightclubs, basically, and he perfected the acting in Tokyo kind of nightclubs, okay. It was really, really cool. And he kind of had this kind of Japanese kind of kabuki kind of theatre thing going on, with his kind of like giant silk handkerchiefs, kind of scarves, that kind of stuff, and his outfit, this kind of like, and the kind of the masks kind of thing, you know what I mean? And he fused that kind of kabuki kind of theatre with masks and this kind of stuff, and fused it with kind of Western kind of stuff. So basically, it's kind of Eastern kind of oriental kind of magic fused with Western kind of theatrical American magic as well. It's just one sort of new kind of magic basically. So East meets West, fused together kind of thing. It really makes it seriously. So it's a stunning piece of magic, seriously. This is a really brilliant magician. So as I say, I've never seen a magician quite like him. I think he's probably one of the best magicians in the world. And someone said to me once, a lot of magicians take stuff from Jeff Mcbride's bin. When Jeff Mcbride has ideas, those throws them in the bin, and people from the bin use his tricks in the bin, basically. That's a goodie, seriously. Because I think some of the ideas that Jeff Mcbride had were really brilliant, seriously. This guy, I think, was as good as Dave Caulfield as anyone has seen, basically. He's a lot less magic than people like Dave Caulfield, but he's still a really good magician, seriously. So in a minute, I'm going to show you some amazing stuff. Now, this is kind of kabuki kind of Japanese theatre merged in with Western kind of stuff, basically. Because he's an American magician, basically, into one new kind of magic, basically. And the guy's performing now is about 65 years old, still performing now. He's obviously back in the day he was quite thin, obviously, and quite sleek and very, very fit. Nowadays, he's a little older, a bit fatter nowadays. He's got a bit of a belly, basically. He hasn't got a belly, but he's got a bit of a belly, seriously. But even said that, he's still a really good magician, a very good inventor as well. He performs in Las Vegas today, seriously. If you ever get to Jeff Mcbride, go see Jeff Mcbride live, seriously, okay. So, it's a bit of a clip of magic. I've sourced this from the TV show, the Paul Dallas show back in 1985. I actually managed to get hold of this. And I had to change the music, obviously, because it's copyrighted, but the music he used to use was Vangelis and Kraftwerk, okay, which went beautifully with the images, okay. So I'll show the trick, a bit of the fraction of his act now. Here we go. Sit back and relax. Watch a couple of minutes of Jeff Mcbride's amazing kind of Chinese, Japanese kind of oriental merged with American kind of act. Check this out. Watch this a bit now. isn't it? Have a look. It's very interesting, that, isn't it? Seriously, that kind of stuff. There's also, that's kind of the kind of oriental stuff, isn't it? Mixed together with the kind of like American kind of stuff in a new, amazing kind of dynamic routine. I remember actually I went to New York I went to New York actually. I went back in 1990 with my sister. Went to New York. Went to America with my sister. Went to New York and Disney, Orlando, all kind of places. I was in New York actually. I saw a poster of Jeff McBride. Seriously, I think on the tube or something one time on the tube, I think in New York, Metro in New York, and there was a big poster of Jeff McBride. I thought, Jeff McBride's obviously quite famous in America, isn't he? Because he wasn't famous in the UK. Famous in America, but as I say, it's interesting stuff. Seriously, I remember being on the tube and seeing Jeff Mcbride being quite a big picture in New York. So I guess the guy was working in New York at the time, wasn't he? Obviously, it's a shame because he was a brilliant magician back in the 80s and 90s. He's obviously gone on to become an older guy now, but he was great. It reminds me a little bit of David Bowie with the Ziggy Stardust thing. You know, David Bowie, early 1970s, kabuki theatre mixed with Eastern kind of Western stuff again, isn't it? From a new kind of theatre, which was like Ziggy Stardust, wasn't it? Kind of theatrical stuff with makeup, that kind of stuff. You know what I mean, on stage, you know. And it's very good. Now here's another clip basically of Jeff Mcbride as well, seriously, performing again his main act, which is the floating mask. This was done to the music of Kraftwerk. Again, I can't nick Kraftwerk's music because it will be copyrighted, but it's on there. Have a look at this seriously. Just a bit of a small part of the shows at the Hippodrome back in 1989. Here he is performing an amazing routine again. It's amazing routine again with his floating mask kind of stuff, done to the kind of the music of Kraftwerk, okay, and it's really quite a spooky haunting routine, including the mirror that shatters everywhere. This guy's full of ideas, seriously. This guy's full of ideas, wasn't he? Seriously. Have a look at this. This is an amazing, stunning routine. I saw this live, and I love the bit when he throws the streamers out of the audience, like power, you know what I mean? The audience just loved it. This guy went down a bomb, seriously. This guy went down a scream, this guy, seriously. So sit back, relax, just a couple of minutes, just check out this bit of a little bit of film of Jeff Mcbride performing in Hippodrome over in London, I think it was, or I think it was there, this bit of film. Anyway, check this out. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed very much. Good to chat about seriously. A little short video about Jeff Mcbride. Was one of the great magicians of all time. Seriously, my advice to you if you're into magic, seriously, 80s, 90s magic, we will do over the years. If you love magic, history, that kind of stuff, looking at magic in the future, in the past, and again, ideas for you to do magic yourself. Where you want to go and do routines yourself. When you want to go on cruise ships abroad, UK, whether you want to work in Greece, Turkey, Spain, what you want to do after this pandemic ends, basically, you want to go work and yourself, do magic abroad. What you want to do, basically, show to clubs and pubs for your mates, whatever at work, whatever. Have a look at some of these great magic shows from the past. Okay, there's loads of stuff on YouTube. Check out Jeff Mcbride. There's about 20 videos of Jeff Mcbride on YouTube as it is anyway. So check out YouTube. There's loads of stuff on there, but loads of stuff on there. So get you onto YouTube. Check out all the shows. So I said it before. Have a look on YouTube. There's so much magic on YouTube, seriously. So check out YouTube for kind of all the magic that's on there, seriously. But if people like me can help you a bit, because I can actually show you where to look, basically. So have a look and say for Jeff Mcbride on YouTube. There's about 30 odd videos, Jeff Mcbride. He's performing nowadays, in the old days. Have a look on there. And have a look at Jeff Mcbride, really great magician, seriously, American magician, fusing the kind of American and Japanese tradition together, seriously. And this guy was a genius. Everything was a genius magician. And so I wish people like that nowadays. There's not many people around nowadays like Jeff Mcbride. Jeff Mcbride was like a one-up in a way, wasn't he? As good as anybody, seriously. As good as Chris Change as anybody, seriously. So do as I say, check out the videos on YouTube of Jeff Mcbride, seriously. Okay. Hope you enjoyed the very much indeed. Remember to please like, subscribe. Please do subscribe. Help me out. Hit the subscribe button below. Please do. If I hit the channel, please do help me out, please, and get some more subscribers. Please do. Particularly into magic, illusion, and entertainment kind of stuff, seriously. Anyway, please click the links below for more videos as well. I've got 80, 90 videos out now, as I say, of magic, so check them out, seriously, magic, illusion, that kind of stuff. Click the links below for more videos as well, seriously, okay, but please hit the subscribe button as well, please do, okay. Look after yourselves for another day, okay, hope you have a lovely day. I'm off to London in a minute to go editing the videos. I'm working up in London now, I'm in studio editing videos up, okay. So it's good fun, isn't it? So if you want to do YouTube, get up to London when it's quiet, you know, some cheap office space, get yourself some office space, get yourself editing if you're doing some YouTube, get out of the house, you know what I mean? Good idea, seriously. Okay, it's a good tip for you. There's lots of office space at London to get some, rent some space, seriously, get yourself some editing going, you know what I mean? For YouTube stuff, okay, very low prices. Some of it's even free, actually, I think. Some of it's free, actually, I think. Anyway, I say look after yourself. See you again very soon again. I love talking to guys, love helping with magic, okay, really, really do. If you want to ask anything about magic, my experience, I started when I was 9, 8, when I was 11 years old. I've seen many magicians have been all over the place doing magic, actually been performing magic or they're chatting, I've been performing it. I don't always chat about it, but personally perform it more myself, you know what I mean? But definitely get out if you want to perform magic, okay? Because it's hobbyists in magic, there's people who perform magic, okay? I'm one of the performers, really. So that's kind of my stock and trade, really, was performing it for the public, for the people, you know what I mean? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, okay? Look after yourselves, and see you again very soon. And as I say, please hit the subscribe button. See you again very soon again for some more magic chat and illusions. See you later on.